All right, hello everyone. So today is the 8th of February, it's Sunday. So let's take a look and do a wrap up for the week of the 2nd to the 6th of February. So let's first put this on the chart here. Okay, so as you know, in the members area, I posted all of these at the end of January. All right, and they're all here until the end of February. So for the 2nd to the 6th of Feb, as you can see, we had gold Monday, Friday, euro dollar Monday and Thursday or Friday, Bitcoin Tuesday, SP 500 Monday and Thursday, Dow Jones Wednesday, Thursday, NASDAQ Wednesday. Now, you know, with the indices, because indices more often than not always, but more often than not, they flow together, they go together. We can also use Monday. If the price is right and the trading hour for the day is right, then we can use them as well as Monday for Dow Jones and NASDAQ. And also we've got Wednesday here and Thursday here. As you can see, they're common days for Dow Jones. Wednesday is common for Dow Jones and NASDAQ, and Thursday is for SP 500 and Dow Jones. So those are the days we can use for the indices as well. So let's take a look at what happened. I'm just going to shift. Before I shift though, let me show you the hours as well. This is Monday, right? So I also posted these at the end of January, and that's Tuesday, as you can see here. This is Wednesday. This is Thursday. And this is Friday, right? So you can just pause the screen and note them or take a screenshot to check with how your hours matched. Now remember, what we want to do is match the time and hour, right, with the price. So we don't want to just trade off time. We're looking for a technical price level plus a time, all right? And then when they match, we should get a good trade. So let's take a look at gold. Now remember, let's first take a look at gold. So we had Monday and Wednesday, right? Monday and Friday, sorry. This is Monday. Market goes up. It went into that target. You can watch the videos as well here that I post in the members area on Vimeo. I make them available when I do the recap video. So all of these videos here, you can check them out. There's only 4 this week because I don't work on Fridays. I sometimes do a Friday video, like you know, but this Friday I was out and about. And like I said, I don't work on Fridays. Now, Monday and Friday. Now, remember with gold, I did say I'm not going to go long with gold until it comes down. So the market came down Monday, swing day, beautiful. We said we could go up on Tuesday, Wednesday, where to? Into this 5,097 zone, where the market went there, came back again into Friday, which is again a trading day. So on Monday, let's take a look at the trading hours. So let's go into Monday. All right, so this is Monday here. All right, so you can see here that's Monday, and we've got the trading hours for Monday. Let's see. I said the opening. Okay, also it's good to check out these comments here, right? So here, as you can see, let me just push this a little bit to the lower side here. Okay, so there. Whoops. So you can see, and let's shrink this a little bit. Okay, now as you can see here, all right, I've said Monday opening can be pushing into 535, and then I've noted the next trading hours, and I said if it finds direction, there will be some volatility, taking it to 9, 10. All right, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. These are UTC plus 3, as you know. The platform is UTC plus 2, so we're going to have to make an adjustment. Obviously, when you're in the members area, all of you guys need to make an adjustment according to your time zone or your trading platform. So the market pushes, let's see, opens, and then there's a push into 535, which is from here to 435, right? So here we are. So the market is kind of a bit choppy. So there was a bit of a pushy move there, but this also continued into there, as you can see. Now, I didn't have this hour, funnily enough. This is 8:30, so it should be 9:30. Let's see in my magic book if I had anything for 9:30 on a Monday, because sometimes I do miss it out. No, I didn't. I didn't have anything for 9:30, so the rest of the hours are fine. And here, as you can see, Monday being a swing day, market does a V. Okay, so it's nice and V-shaped. So from the lows, any pullback, if you watch the video as well, I do say if there is a bit of a pullback, then you can join in. And this is another trade hour. That's a trade hour. So New York session, this is London. Okay, London sells off a little bit, not very heavy. New York picking up the pieces and taking off, making Monday a trade day to the upside, which allowed us to follow it into 5,000 odd. Okay, and then Tuesday, as you can see, the market just flowed through. If you watch Tuesday's video, I did say, guys, this could just flow through into these hours. Okay, if it does come back, great, you can buy again, I did say, but it may not, because sometimes you can just see it's just going to be a flow day. It's just going, you know, in a certain way, and it's just how it flew through. On Wednesday and Thursday, it gave us a good opportunity, because as you can see, the market from Wednesday high is drifting down into Thursday. All right, these are the trade hours. Okay, now the next day was Friday. Okay, so Friday, let me put the hours for Friday, because I didn't do a video, I didn't put the hours, but you guys have the hours anyway. So I've got, what do I have? I had 1:30 to 10 past 2, which is 10 past 1 here. All right, so this is your 10 past 1. Well, this is pretty much the opening here. All right, so we had the opening. Okay, from there on, we're going into 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is going to be 8 o'clock on the platform. Okay, and this is your 8 o'clock. So market picks up into there. So Friday, another trading day, remember. So what we want to do, if we are down, okay, we want to push it to the upside. The market comes down again, then what do I have? Next hours are 250, which is 150 on the platform. 150 is pretty much there, right? 150. From 150, and then I got 355, which is 255, and that should be the breakout there. All right, so you can see this is a breakout happening. Now remember, if I'm long, okay, because the market came down, so on a Friday I want to push up, okay, two things can happen. Remember the scenario we did. We pushed down, so the market was going up, so we can have an A, B, C, okay, or we can come down and do a bit of a push up like this, like a flag formation, and then bring it lower. Okay, but you can see it's closed all the gaps. And for days I was saying I'm not going to trade gold because I want this to come back in order to go up. Okay, and this is now, obviously that was the opportunity. Also, I did say be careful with gold, because the high volatility, one little bar can be like 30-50 bucks. Okay, for example, this one from 4,760 to 4,797. So that's like $30, just that bar. All right, just this little bar here. So a lot of volatility to look out for. But as you can see, market did our target, pulls back into the trading day and goes up. All you have to do is, according to your scenario, just trade the move. You can also, as you know from previous videos, box in the price with the time. Box it. Once the breakout happens, follow through. And then the next hours, I did say if it finds direction, the target is 1050, which is 950 on the platform. And this is your 950 there. So as you can see, the market's breaking up, finding direction, 950 over there. So basically that would have been your, this would have been your trading, okay, on the intraday in the New York session. Okay. Let's take a look at euro dollar. All right, now with the euro dollar, we had Monday and Thursday or Friday. So if I go to the daily, that's your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Because we're low, we're looking to go to the upside. Okay, Thursday and also Friday. Okay, so this again, trading on the trade hours. So if I feel like, if I feel like I want to bring this down, from here I want to go to the upside. Remember, we have a target up there. Okay, so that's all good. Your trading day, this is Friday, trading hours, bang. All right, nice and easy. This is Thursday. All right, if you were trading Thursday from the lows as well, trading hour, you should have been okay. All right, it's not too bad. But Friday is also a trading day, as you can see. On Fridays where it did that low, then this is the New York pre-trade session, nice and easy, going into the highs. Okay, and as you know, for Friday we had a target of 1050, was it? 1050, yep. So it's going to be 950 here as a target. 950 is there. All right, so basically from here to there. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, we had Tuesday, and Tuesday it just smashed downwards, which is nice to see that the days are working. Okay, because, okay, so this is Sunday, Saturday, right? So let's take a look. This platform, thank goodness, has the weekends, right? So Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, right? So Tuesday was a trade day, and bang, I did say this zone is going to break down, okay, simply because that Tuesday worked out beautiful. All right, and let's do this, and it came all the way into the zone, which we were expecting anyway. Oh, come on, where are you? Monthly. There. Okay, so we could do it on a monthly, so I don't know why the weekly's gone all blank on me. Let's do this. The reason I want to look at the weekly is because we had a zone there. Okay, there you go. All right, so yeah, as you can see, it dipped nicely in there. Okay, so as you know, I looked at the weekly chart ages ago. Impulse, pullback, flag formation, also an A, B, C, and a sell-off. We said this should break. We said we should come back down there. Okay, so for anybody who's buying the Bitcoin at these levels, I did say be careful, because this is likely to break, because big fish eat little fish. So the daily chart got eaten up. Okay, even though we made money on this run. Okay, it was on this run we made money, and then the market came down, which is nice and easy, no big deal. So all of that is fine. So if you wanted to trade on Tuesday, on the trading day, let's take a look at the hours. Okay, so this is Tuesday. All right, and these are the trading hours you can see here, right? 6:30 is, let's take a look at Tuesday, right? So we had, I said opening can be volatile. This is the opening here, as you can see. And then I've said, what did I say? It could be volatile. Okay, let's do it. Tuesday opening can be volatile, 215, pushy into 420 to 430. So we're going to be a bit pushy into 420 to 430, which is 320, 330. Okay, so that's your pushy. Okay, and I said it can be an adjustment level. All right, so that's your adjustment level there. So let's do that. Okay, market comes down. Okay, so nice and easy, they're selling here. Now we've got a high, we've got a low, we got a low. So we have a sideways channel. Okay, and then the next hours, okay, what is it? can be an adjustment level. Here we can hang out a bit. Okay, so we're hanging out a little bit. Okay, but eventually market should move into 1140. And 1140 is there. Okay, 1140, right? So that's going to be 1040, which is there. All right, so let's do this. Okay, so this is your 1040 bar. Nice and easy. Okay, here we need some care because it can keep pushing into 1 to 150 and keep flowing into 550. So it didn't push through, it reversed, which is fine. Okay, and that's why you needed a heads up. So you needed to be careful here in case it did push up, but it didn't. It turned around. And then I said it can be pushing into 1 to 150, which is 12 to 1250. So let's find 1250. 1250 pushing into 1250. Okay. And then what? 1250 to 255. So 155 as well. So that's your 155 here as well. Okay. And then I said, and keep flowing into 550, then with a drive in that direction. So let's take a look at 550, which is going to be 450. That's your 450 there. Okay, so you can see market flowing into 450, nice and easy. Then with a drive in that direction to 10 past 10, which is 10 past 9, which is right there. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So let's just see that. Okay, so you need to, like read between the lines a little bit. As you can see, I've given a bit of commentary here, right? So if you take the time and you're reading into it, if you're trading Bitcoin, then you know your technical analysis. This is important to understand, right? We know technical analysis, so we know it's a trading day. We're going to go in a direction, right? It's going to up or down, but you can see at what hours we're getting the direction and how far in that day I've got to drive, I've got to push. Okay, so understanding that from 5:50 p.m. my time, which is actually New York morning session, right? Then with a drive into 10 past 10 my time, then you can see we made the low of the day, right? So that's nice to see because now the market is down. Now I can take profit. I can say, blimey, that is like really good. So I can take, my profit. This is Tuesday. Now look what happens on a Wednesday, right? Wednesday is a perfect follow through day. Why? Because I've got a big impulse and then the market pulls up, right? If I do the impulse, okay, that's your 23. Okay, normally I'm marking a 25. Okay, if you do your impulse from the high of Tuesday, there, that's your 37.5. So if you measure the impulse or from high to the low it did with that run, okay, you should get a decent level, 37.5, 25. And on a Wednesday, let's take a look at the Wednesday, right? Let's see what I've said on a Wednesday. It's because that's your follow through day, because while I've got an impulse, now the pullback is going to say, okay, now we're pulled back on a Wednesday, nail it again in the direction, right? Opening again, expecting volatility. Let me push this a little bit to the side so we can see what's going on, right? So this is Wednesday, a bit of volatility, as you can see, market going up, down, and then into 355 to 530. Next hours is 9:50, which is going to be 8:50 here, right? So it's actually 8:45. There you go. That's your 8:45, which is where your 8:50 is happening, right? 9:50 my time, 8:50 on the platform. Market can then push to 145, which is 12:45. So let's take a look at 12:45. 12:45. All right. So we've got there, that's your 1 o'clock, that's your 12:45. So we've got a bit of a push. Nice to see. Next hours are tricky, which is 355 to 445. So I've got 12. So I've got 1445. 1445 there. And what did I have? 445, which is 345. 345. 345 there. Okay, so this is nice to see. Market just bang breaking down again. Okay. And 655. So it's all this zone here, 655. Okay. If there is direction, the target is 1150, where the market can also start a turn in Asia. Okay, so that's good to know in advance. 1150 is going to be 1050, so let's take a look. Okay. $10.50 on the platform. 10.45 is there. All right, so we pretty much come down into that zone, into the closing. All right, and then what did I say? Where the market can also start a turn in Asia. Okay, so this is a zone where the market starts another turn in Asia. All right, so sideways, another turn in Asia. Let's just see if I'd had any hours in Thursday. So I had 640, I had 240. Well, 240 is 140. So that's Asia session just there. Let's take a look. 140. 140 is there, okay? So the market's chucking a UE into that zone. And then what else do I have? 640, which is going to be 540. And then I've got 950. That's your 540. And then let's see, 850 is going to be there. All right, so the market's gone into there. Slight retracement, trading hour, sell off, trading hour, retracement, pushing down, sell off again here into Friday. Okay, I didn't have a Friday for a trading day. Okay, but that's how it is. All right, so as you can see, the rest is Saturday and Sunday. All right, so knowing Tuesday, so once the market goes down, going all the way into the target zone. Once you're in the target zone, guys, remember, you got to take profit. You can't be staring at it, okay? So we're using the trading hours to go to a level which we determined as a target. Otherwise, you'll be jumping in and out with every trading hour. So if the market broke down on a Tuesday, great. What do I want to do? Wednesday, pull back, nail it. Where to? We should be going all week, or a few days at least, into that target zone. So that's fine. Let's take a look at SB 500. Now with the SB, remember, swing days, trade days, Monday and Thursday. Let's take a look. Monday, remember on Monday we said we could push to the upside, okay? And your Thursday, I did say from the highs we could sell off as well because the sell zone. But this is nice. I'll tell you why this is nice. Because Thursday market pushes in. And the end of the day is also closing down here, okay? And if you take a look, we don't have a Friday on anything, but we got Thursday on SB 500 and Dow, okay? So Thursday market pushes into there nice and easy. But this Monday was, you can watch the videos as well. I did say we could take it back up there, but this is a sell zone, sell off again. And later on, we should come into that zone, okay? Now, if you're trading the indices, just, put your hours in. You can see I've got my hours down here, pushing down. You can see how the market pushing down. Trade hours going up a little bit and then pushing down. Once the market comes down into those zones on a Thursday. See, that's the low of Thursday, and Thursday was a trading day. So Friday, they just pick up, okay? So that's good to know. If I know Thursday is a trade day and the market collapsed down, Okay. Next day, I've got to be careful. If I'm going to sell again, it's got to be on a retracement. And if it's a trading day, I've got to think, okay, look, this is a place where the market can turn the next day, because Thursday was a trading day, so we can turn and buy the next day as well, because remember, we do that often as well. Okay, there are only two ways to trade it anyway. Okay, and that's how it is. You can see it's like on the weekly pretty tricky. Let's check out the Dow Jones. On this one as well, I did say Monday we can like go up with it. It's nice and easy, no dramas. And then there you go. That was your Monday, went all the way in there. And then Thursday, I said from these highs we can sell off. Market sold off nicely. And this is your Friday breaking out. Okay, there you go. Clearly very bullish. Okay, a good boom. Okay, let's get rid of that too. So then once again, you can put your trading hours. This is Thursday, obviously, and see how things pan out. On a Friday as well, look, if you wanted to buy on a Friday, let's check out Friday, all right? So let me open that up. Let's look at the hours. Friday, here we are, okay? Let's see what's happening in New York, right? New York is 250 to 355. We can actually look at the whole day. Let's do the whole day. I've got 1:30 to 10 past 2. So 10 past 2 is like 10 past 1, which is going to be here, right? There is the opening pretty much, okay? So that's that. And then going to 9 o'clock, which is going to be 8 o'clock on the platform. And 8 o'clock is there. All right, 8 o'clock is there. And this is where the market, as you can see, is not going back. It's just staying and breaking out. And then next hours are 250 and 355, which is 150 and 255. So 150 is there, 255 is 4 bars down, 255, and market again, boom, breaking to the upside. If you sold here, right, if you sold here, that would have been a genuine mistake, and that's fine. Your stop loss would have been just above the red line, somewhere around there, so you should not have taken a big hit. You should not have taken a big hit, okay? But the minute you saw this breaking to the upside, then you would have just ran with it, just, yeah, go with it, okay? Simply because we're breaking to the upside, and the first place to get out is going to be this zone here, right there, that red line, yellow line there. Okay, why? Because that's a sell-off, market comes up, and that's it. Let's take a look at NASDAQ as well. Once again, if you know the hours, you got the setup. Sometimes the hours will be on a pullback and you'll see it like on a 37.5, 25%. And you're like, that is it. This is where I need to get in because the time is right with the price. Then you can nail it. And sometimes it will break out. So if you've got a direction, then you're thinking, well, is it going to turn around or is it going to break out? Is it going to break up or turn around? Then what you can do is like box it, right? I've done a video on it. So you can box price and time, okay? Once you box price and time, then the breakout is like okay, Thursday was a swing day. It wants to go up. They want to buy on a Friday. Fine, no problem. We've got a breakout at trading hour. Follow through and your stop loss will be really tight as well. This is NASDAQ. Same situation here, look. This is the New York session, and then we had, what was it, 8:30, wasn't it? Something like that. 8:30, right? Look, this here as well. This is very early. This is like in London, really, really early. It's like 5:30, I guess, in London. This is the Asia session. Market picking up, okay? The next level, as you can see, is all the way up there, okay? Could you have sold here? Yeah, you could have sold there. If you did, you would have been stopped out because of the same mentality as the Dow Jones I just talked about. Okay, and that's it. Now you can see this was choppy. If you boxed in here, okay, it was like choppy. All right, you can see, and probably because of the news. Okay, it does happen. But understanding the hours to look out for is always a good thing, simply because then I don't have to watch the screen all day and I pretty much know where the action is going to be. You could do specific work for SP 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ specifically as well. But my hours are like for general. So, all right, and let's get back to gold and we'll leave it at that. So what can you do now? Then for next week, you can already prepare your setups because we know next week, don't we? So we already know what's going to happen in next week. There we go. All right, so you can now go on to your 9 to 13th of Feb and then see how you can plan ahead for next week from Sunday. All right, hope that helps. Have a great Sunday.